Alors, on est revenu un peu avant, donc on n'avait rien trouvé dans les tiroirs, donc on s'en fiche, on s'en va. J'espère que ça n'a pas bugué directement. J'ai du coup que ça a rechargé pas trop tôt dans le jeu, je veux dire. Voilà. D'ailleurs, on pourrait carrément s'en aller maintenant. Ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais sauvegarder. Voilà. Et on va aller...
Dolores Lightbody?
Yes, indeedy.
My name's Tex Murphy. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking into the death of Carl Linsky.
Oh, well, do come in.
Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Well, this is certainly exciting. A real live PI. I love detective novels, you know.
Is that right?
I guess I've always had a certain fascination with private dicks.
Well, I'm afraid that real PIs like myself, we're nothing like the ones in the novel. We're actually very, very boring.
I don't believe that for a second. I'll bet if you found the right partner to do some undercover work with, you would liven right up.
Tempting thought. But, you know, I'm just too much of a lone wolf, I guess.
The best ones usually are.
Well, I can see you're still pretty shaken up about your boyfriend. Maybe this isn't the best time to be asking you questions.
What if I refuse to cooperate? Will you interrogate me under a bare bulb?
Well, I'm afraid, out of respect to the recently departed, I'm gonna have to ignore that little bit of innuendo.
But all right. Where to begin? Where to begin? It was about 3 months, 11 days ago on a foggy night when Carl and I first met. Naturally, it was love at first sight.
Interesting. Had you and Carl been drinking heavily that night?
Actually, Carl came to have me draw up his will. That's what I do for a living.
A will, huh? Could be a motive. Sylvia Linsky doesn't exactly think her father committed suicide.
Surely you don't mean murder.
Now, let's not jump to conclusions. No pun intended. Now, I've got a few more questions for you, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, I'd do anything to help. I think you know that. I loved Carl desperately. We were very happy together. I can't for the life of me imagine why he did what he did.
Testament.
I'm afraid Carl's estate consisted of his home and his speeder and not much more. I'm afraid Carl wasn't very good with money. He stipulated in his will that everything be divided between his daughter Sylvia and the North Hill Clinic. Of course, the real money that trollop Sylvia will get will be from his life insurance policy.
Assurance vie.
That was Carl's way of making amends to Sylvia. And I'm sure it's the only reason Sylvia has you investigating her father's death.
La clinique.
Carl worked there for years. It's a very exclusive medical facility, you know. I've been in touch with the director, Arnold Sternwood. He's an extremely attractive man, but also very busy. If you'd like to see him, I can try to arrange an appointment with him. I'll call you and let you know. Then you'll have to owe me a favor.
Ben Warner.
I'm unfamiliar with that name.
Elle-même.
Me? Oh, I'm still in shock, as you must imagine. It'll be weeks, maybe months, before I'm able to love again.
Fait un petit peu trop des fois, je trouve. Échec.
I don't play very well myself, but Carl did. He said that life itself is a chess match.
Lettre de rupture.
This note is clearly a forgery. I will not dignify it with a response. Carl loved to play games. Many a romantic evening we'd while away the hours playing dominoes or backgammon. Carl also loved to play chess. Carl received regular packages from them, vitamin supplements, I suppose. Carl was very health conscious. He often said he wanted to live forever.
C'est ce qu'on a trouvé dans la cuisine de Carl. C'était marqué ça, service de santé toléré à 8 heures.
I can't really help you there.
Ok, Sylvia.
Carl's wife left soon after Sylvia was born. Oh, Carl did the best that he could, but he never felt that he'd done a very good job raising Sylvia, and she never appreciated her father. She left home when she was very young and went into some unsavory kind of work, escorting or something like that. Carl's heart was nearly broken. They hadn't been close in years. It's too soon, Tex. Allow me to grieve first, and then we'll see what grows between us.
Mhm.
So that was my introduction to Dolores Lightbody.
Oh, the way she talked about Carl, it sounds like she was living in denial.
Actually, it was Sausalito. But she did have a way of looking at things through steamed-up glasses. And she also had some valid concerns about my client, which I brought up with Sylvia later that day.
Here are the things from the police. There wasn't much. His wallet, a set of keys, 2 go to the house, 1 to the speeder. The other 2, I don't know what they go to. They also gave me a copy of the suicide note.
I'll check them out. I've got a few things I need to run by you. I went out and I talked with Dolores Lightbody today. Apparently you two aren't exactly soul sisters.
She is hideous. I don't know what kind of black magic she used on my father, but I can't think of any other explanation.
Dolores told me about the will. Apparently you're the beneficiary.
Why are you treating me like I'm a suspect? For your information, if I sold the house and the speeder and added it to the cash, I might be able to pay off my father's debt. I'm not going to benefit from this will.
Except, of course, the $1 million life insurance policy.
I'm not going to get a cent of that. I'm surprised you're even asking me about that. You know, life insurance policies don't pay off in cases of suicide.
And that's why you retain my services.
Well, you can think that if you want. But I don't have to stick around here and be insulted by the hired help.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'd violated PI Rule 17. Never upset a client. She was right. I was the hired help, so I went back to work. The manila envelope Sylvia had given me turned out to have some pretty useful items in it.
Bon. Une clé. Une autre clé.
The pain is unbearable. If Linsky really wrote this, I'd like to find out exactly what he's referring to.
Ok, donc on va retourner là-haut. Oh. Excusez-moi. Attendez. Si je fais ça et shift, ah ouais, ça va plus vite. J'espère pas trop vite pour vous. Vous allez avoir mal à la tête tout à l'heure. Alors. Il était si bas que ça. Ouais. Donc la clé, enfin je sais pas laquelle, mais je pense à celle-là.
Well, that won't work.
Raté. Ok, donc on va fouiller. Alors, je crois que c'est tout ce qu'il y a trouvé.
Junk mail and an old computer manual.
Ok. Je vais regarder celui du bas, je pense déjà. Personne n'a refermé les tiroirs derrière lui, hein, forcément. Ah, merde, ça replante. Ça replante. Bon. C'est pas vrai. Ah merde. Ça me saoule, mais c'est comme ça. Bon, ça, on avait déjà trouvé ce qu'il fallait. Ça va, ça sauvegarde automatiquement assez régulièrement. Sauvegarder. De la tête, s'il te plaît. Hop. Et d'ailleurs, on n'a plus rien à faire ici. Qu'est-ce qu'on a trouvé? On a trouvé ça.
From the looks of this, Linsky had a secret special place that he didn't want anyone to know about.
Ah ah. Ok, c'est tout ce que je voulais savoir.
Linsky's secret workshop was out by the spaceport in an old warehouse. The key from the manila envelope fit the lock and I stepped inside.
Was anyone there?
No, and I doubt anyone had been there since Linsky. The place didn't appear to have been searched, judging by all the interesting things I found.
Bon. Je vais sauver plus régulièrement des fois que je puisse pas toujours récupérer la partie.
The circuit conductor kit could come in handy if I ever need to repair a circuit grid. Hey, there's a first time for everything. Linsky must have had trouble sleeping. These prescription pills would knock out an elephant. Well, this letter was written almost a year ago, and I'm guessing Linsky wasn't too happy to get it. If I can track down this Wanda Peck, maybe she can explain the context of the letter.
Je vous informe par cette lettre que nous avons décidé de ne pas poursuivre l'enquête concernant vos activités en accord avec nos services. Les plaignants ont en effet décidé de suspendre leurs accusations. Tant que vous ne reprendrez pas vos activités. Nous tenons à vous remercier pour votre coopération dans cette affaire. Ok. Si je me trompe pas. Oh.
Either Linsky lost track of time in a big way, or this was just his favorite month. Several items are inside the safe. Well, this is a life insurance policy taken out by Carl Linsky. And the sole beneficiary is Sylvia Linsky. This is a pass card reader. You attach it to a computer, then use a pass card on it. These cut-up pieces resemble a rectangular security card, but it looks like a piece is missing. I'm assuming Linsky did that on purpose.
Attends. Mauvaise touche, excusez-moi. Hop. Je vais commencer par le bas. Ah,
well, this fax raises a few questions. First, who's SF? Second, was he working for Linsky? And third, what was he doing? Sounds like he just might have been canceling some people's subscriptions to Life.
Car les deux premiers de la liste sont morts, je suis sur la piste du troisième, je vous raconte plus tard. Je vous recontacte plus tard.
I'm willing to bet this project of Linsky's figures prominently into the case. Not to mention whoever this Overlord character is.
Alors là vous le voyez pas. Attendez. Config. Inquiétez pas, je vais les remettre.
I'm willing to bet this project of Linsky's figures prominently into the case. Not to mention whoever this Overlord character is.
Alors un ordinateur spécialement étudié, une carte d'accès et un lecteur de cartes ont été fournis aux chercheurs pour toute la durée du projet. Ces instruments doivent être gardés avec attention car ils représentent le seul moyen de transmettre les données à l'ordinateur central. Un mot de passe codé vous sera envoyé ultérieurement afin de minimiser les risques de connexion sauvage. Rappel, ce projet est top secret, le respect de sa confidentialité est essentiel et toute communication non autorisée entraînera l'arrêt immédiat du projet. Les étapes du projet doivent être respectées. Tout retard entraînera l'arrêt immédiat du projet. Toutes les données doivent être transmises grâce au lecteur de carte d'accès. Aucune donnée ne doit être sauvegardée sur disque dur. Le paiement s'effectuera sur des comptes privés et fera l'objet d'une discussion lors de la première réunion. Toute association, de quelque sorte que ce soit, entre les différentes personnes impliquées dans ce projet est strictement interdite. Où travaillent 7 autres? Contactez SF, qui est le maître absolu. On a déjà le lecteur de cartes. Voilà. Wow. Ah, il va. Ok. Joli ordinateur avec écran plat et tout.
Corkboard covered with dribble. Linsky didn't strike me as the sort of guy who'd use random profanity, no matter how mild. This may be a message or a...
Il disait que Carl ne lui semble pas être un type qui mettrait des trucs comme ça par hasard. Que ce soit un code, soit un message, un truc comme ça. Et en fait, je soupçonne fortement que c'est son mot de passe pour la carte. Donc je vais sauvegarder. Oula, 19 minutes déjà. On va s'arrêter. Je vous remercie de votre attention et je vous dis à la prochaine.